What is good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one, I want to break down what's happening with Tesla SPY and the QQQ. I'm also going to talk about some very important factors involving Tesla, which you should be watching for delivery stats that's going to be coming out very soon. But before I break down this information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention a couple of things. I am personally not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Weeble link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Weeble and deposit $500, you are guaranteed 20 free stocks, and the offer ends tomorrow, so check it out before they run out. Anyways, now let's talk about the market. So looking at Tesla, the share price is looking bullish. Overall, it has a lot of potential to run even more. However, the question now becomes, are we going to get an initial sell-off before we get a big bounce and start running, or are we about to just continue to run from here? And that's going to depend a lot on deliveries. Now, for SPY, we have some very important levels to watch for. I will talk more about that a little bit later into this video because the technical analysis on SPY is very simple. I'm going to break down some important information about it. But I want to talk about all this information a little bit later into this video. I want to first focus on Tesla's numbers because we have something very important coming out that's going to have a big effect on the entire EV sector. And what is that? Well, the answer is on July 2nd, between 8:30 a.m. and 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have Tesla announcing its Q2 deliveries and production numbers, which is going to be very important. Now, sometimes they're a little bit late. They could sometimes be like an hour late, a couple of hours late. Sometimes it happens, but there's a very, very high probability it's going to be on July 2nd, and that's when they're going to be announcing some very important stuff. So, the reason why this is important is because this number that Tesla will be telling us about their deliveries is going to give us an idea of how they're doing in terms of sales. And it's also going to give us more insights on how the entire year could end up looking and different factors like that. Because actions speak louder than words, right? We want to see what the numbers actually look like, and we want to see how things are also looking. Troy Tesla has come out. I want to give him credit where it's due. That it looks like the deliveries numbers are going to be less than 466,000, but they're going to be more than 386,000, if anything. And just notice that Wall Street are expecting around 444,000, if not 450,000 deliveries around there. That's what we're hoping for. So we'll see if we get numbers like that. That is what the consensus is for Wall Street right now. Now, one thing worth noting is that when you look at the Chinese data, just real quick, the Chinese data is looking a little bit weak, at least for Tesla. You guys can see it right here. I'm going to go back just a little bit just to show you this. So when we got the latest registrations data, at least for them, I just want to note that things were not looking as great. The reason for that is because we got a little bit of a decline. So right over here, you guys can see it. We had about 17,500 insurance registrations for June 17th to the 23rd. That is up 13% quarter over quarter because last quarter was weak, but 15% down relative to what we saw in Q4 of 2023. We're also down 4.6% compared to the previous year. So yes, we're getting a little push at the end of the quarter, but the numbers are still a little bit weaker than what we saw from our best quarter ever. If you compare the quarters, you could see the purple line is right here. Look at the purple line right here. The purple line, which is not complete yet, is still well below what we saw in Q2 of 2023 and also Q4. So we're still below that. We need a very, very big push for the last week to really get those numbers up. And then if you look at the total deliveries, I actually have it right here. 2024 is still lagging behind 2023. We want to see if Tesla could try to surpass that. That's going to be very important as well. On top of all of that, I just wanted to mention that there's been a lot of talk about how Q2 is also going to be very challenging in Europe. Right now, European sales are declining in Germany, for example. That makes up a big sector of Tesla's European sales. It has a lot to do with different factors. Right here, you can see we only did about 3,500 deliveries, at least for the first 2 months of each quarter. So that's from April to May. It's a little bit of a decline compared to what we saw before. Not the best of news for them. This is their European sales right now. So look at the purple line right here. I know it's a little hard to see, but look at that purple line. The purple line is still a little bit below 2023. Not what you want to see. We did about 119,000 sales in Europe after the first 5 months. That's 13% below what we saw the same period last year. And then we're still waiting for the June data. So the data is still incomplete, but we are seeing some signs of weakness. The last time we announced our Q2 report was in 2023. So for 2023 Q2, we did 466,000. Data suggests that we're most likely going to get the numbers below that. So I don't know for sure, but that's a strong possibility. But we should be doing better than what we saw at least during Q1 of this year at 386,000. So it should be somewhere between there. I'll give you guys more information about this later, but just know these numbers are going to be very important for Tesla. So what do I see for the share price now? I want to kind of like transition to this part. For Tesla, there's a nice inverse head and shoulders we're at the 200 resistance, but look at this structure. If this is symmetrical, what would happen is, see how we were at 200 before that? We saw Tesla was down to like 175 and then started to push higher, right? That was actually before. So are we about to make a symmetrical move where we kind of come back down to 175? Then we try to bounce back up and start pushing to new highs. We'll be watching to see if that ends up being the case. That's one possibility if we don't get the best of deliveries. We are expecting around 450,000, so we'll see if Tesla could reach that number. It depends on how well we do during the final week of this quarter. And it's also possible that if we break past 200 and hold it, we could just push straight to the 220s or higher than that if we just start running from the beginning. So I'll be watching to see, do we just run up like crazy or do we get a rug pull? We will have to wait and see. But even if we do come down to the 170s, we could still bounce and push to the 200s later, or we could just go straight to the 220s from here. So it really depends on different factors. For SPY is range bound. Keep that in the back of your mind, guys. Now, are we about to form a double top and reject? It's possible. Or could this be a trap? It's also possible. Here's the simple analysis. If SPY breaks past 547, watch the high at 550. If we break through this, we're going to start squeezing to, new all-time highs into the 550s. If we end up losing this 50 EMA and we fail to hold the neckline right here in the 542.5 area, we're going to be dipping down to fill the gap at 537. That is how simple it is. Break past 547, we favor bulls. And if we hold it, we favor bulls a little bit more. And if we break the all-time high, we're going to continue to push. If we lose 542.5, we're going to start dipping and the double top will end up playing out. That's all you have to watch for on SPY. It's very simple. Do not overcomplicate anything. It all depends on which levels we break. Now, you might think that, hey, there's a double top, we have to collapse. It's not always guaranteed. It's a very, very tricky market. The market is just full of manipulation. So we will see. Is it a double top rejection, or are we about to see a little bounce here and try to continue to squeeze? My answer is just wait and see. Wait and see, because we're still range bound. We've been pushing between 550 and 543 for the last couple of weeks. It's been like almost 2.5 weeks, just back and forth price action. Just wait and see. Don't turn too bearish, don't turn too bullish. Just wait and see. If we lose 542.5, we're going to dip all the way down to 537. If we bounce here, we're going to be pushing back up. If we break past 547, we could be pushing back up to 550 plus, and then eventually new all time highs. So we will see. The QQQ is in a very similar boat. We are basically forming kind of like a double top leg structure, but we need to lose support right here at 474 for confirmation. If we lose this, we're going to dip all the way down to 468. If we hold our 50 EMA and bounce off 477, watch this top right here. If we close above 484, we're going to start rallying to new all-time highs. So if we break 484 and close above that, I think this will go to new all-time highs, and this is going to start pushing very, very hard. However, if I were to fix this up for just 1 second, if we lose the low right here, this 475, 474 area, if we lose this low, we could easily start dipping down to 468. So I will wait and see and be very, very patient to see how this goes. So make sure you watch your levels just to be safe. I think the best thing to do is not overcomplicate anything, just wait and see and try to be as patient as possible, at least in the process. So with that being said, I want to thank you all so much for listening. I want to make this video nice, sweet, short, and simple just for everyone out there. The weekend is coming up. We're in the weekend. So just enjoy your time, guys. Just take some time away from the charts after this, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow to report what's going on with the overall market. But just watch your levels. That's all you have to do. That's the most simple thing I could tell you, and you will know which way the market will go once we wait and see. So patience is key. We will see how things go, and I can't wait for Tesla's deliveries to come out. Thank you for listening, guys. Have a great day, and peace out.